I moved here in November 2023, and this place looked nothing like it looks right now. Today, I want to share with you a little bit of updates on my chicken house, and just to tell you how proud I am of the journey that I've walked ever since I decided to take this step in my life. It was in a dark time when I moved. It was like literally the most down I've ever been. But for me to stand right here and to share with you my life as authentically as I possibly can is to let you know that there is nothing that can put you down as long as you get yourself. You know, like the biggest thing or the biggest person, your biggest fan will always be you. Once you have the will to survive, to lift yourself up, you know, to get up and win, you're going to win. Anyway, over the few months, I've been trying to find out what I can do, what I cannot do to earn money apart from YouTube and to invest. You know, I'm not the type of girl who loves being employed. Yeah, I don't love being employed, so it would be a bit of war for me. So over the years, I've tried to look for something to employ myself. And this is for, you know, anybody, man or woman, who is struggling to find a side hustle. Is that you have to start from somewhere. You have to pick up yourself from somewhere. Nobody's going to come and pick you up. Nobody's going to be like, oh, you know, now I feel so. No, you have to want to get up. You have to want to get up yourself. Anyway, I'll not, you know, take you through my whole life. Let me show you what we have managed to create so far, okay? So guys, as you all know, by the time I moved here, this garden was not here. This net right here you see was gifted to me by one of my subscribers called Linda. I no longer see her on my channel, but you know, I hope she's doing well and I really miss her. Sometimes I see her, but not as much as I used to. So over the 1 year and a few months that we've been here, is it a year yet? Is it a year yet? Almost a year. So I've managed to keep a few birds around my home, just a few birds. And sadly, we lost so many birds in the few months or so. And our house has been like this for quite some time. I've managed to do the plastering of my house, to you know, put up this simple fence. I know it doesn't look good around here, but it's the only way I could temporarily block people from that, you know, just coming and looking at me when I'm trying to do stuff. There is so much going on around here, but yeah, by the time I entered this house, it didn't look like this, and especially with these beautiful doors, it didn't look like that. And I saw so many things that actually the day I moved in, this toilet had no iron sheets, but now it does have iron sheets. I started with this chicken house, and the reason I started with this chicken house is because I did not want, you know, to be at home and not having any birds. For example, in Africa, when you get visitors, you always have to treat them to kind gestures, like slaughtering a chicken for them, or, you know, buying for them meat, or doing something a bit extra. So I started with this little house. Let me show you. Oh, it had. So I started with this little chicken house, and as you can see, a lot has been happening. So I started with local birds that I collected along my travels. You guys know I love doing travel content, even though nowadays I'm staying more at home for unavoidable. Oh, I was scared that my chick was being attacked. Sorry. Nowadays I'm staying at home a little more for unavoidable reasons, but once they are sorted out, yeah, I'll be on the road again. So yeah, This was my very first chicken house, and I made it once I came back from the trip that I had in Pakwachi. I saw Esther's uncle, you know, Nyako, African Nyako's uncle had a very small, beautiful chicken house. And so I made mine like this. And then, because I wanted a little store or where to keep my things, so I made this one, which is literally like my store for hardware things, which is so dirty recently because some birds have been staying here. Anyway, and then after, now we have this one, guys. We have this house, and it's how was the measurements? It was 101 feet from there to here. It's like the size of this one iron sheet. You see how long it is? Like from here you can tell that it's long enough to house about 150 chickens. Yes, I'm making adjustments as I go because I don't want to dive into something like real quick and then regret it. I'm learning along the way, and you know, I adjust slowly. So once I have this house, and why do I have this house? Guys, look at how beautiful it is. These are the cuttings of these are the makoko. What is makoko called in English? Basically, they are like the peelings of a tree, like when they have made proper timber like this one, then these are like the peel-offs, yeah? So it's what we've used to make this beautiful chicken house that I'm so proud of. And then we've used white iron sheets and we've put it right on the wall, on the fence wall, so that we don't have to, you know, do the back. Let me take you inside, guys. Let me take you inside. Let me take you inside because I can't wait. Okay, so your girl does most of the things by herself or with a friend of mine called Michael. And most times we don't do perfect things, but yeah, we keep doing things. So this is our new chicken house. I love how clean the coffee husks are. These are our birds. You guys who have been with me, you remember how we started with these birds, and this is the size they're at right now. Yeah, we still have just one feeder. Yeah, I'm working on getting another one. Don't come for me. We still have just one feeder, but big enough for, you know, for our birds. These are the roosters. So we came up with a number. I bought about 85 chicks 4 months ago. We lost a few, but we have the balance, which is like this one, and we have the female ones, and then these are the roosters. We separate them because they don't grow at the same pace, and because we want the other ones to lay healthy eggs that we can use to, you know, hatch other, you know, hatch other birds. So we use this one. Sorry, I need to close so that they don't go out. Okay, right, I don't know if the light is enough, but yeah, I've managed to transform this ladder so that they can have a bit of space to sleep. I'm so happy. I have transformed them here as I wait for the other female ones to start having eggs so that we can hatch. Anyway, about the chicken house, I've put this cavera. There is concrete down on the floor. You see, there's concrete here. See the concrete? Yeah, it's still even wet, but I couldn't wait to transfer the birds here because they were overpouring water there. I put this polythene bag to, you know, stop out anything that may come crawling in, like a snake or something. Even though I know that nothing will come in, I still feel like, you know, they needed something a bit decent on the ground. So it was placed right down before the concrete, so it's well safe. And this is the inside. This is how it's looking like. This is how it's looking like. So I can confirm that life has been a bit challenging, like really, really challenging, but it's all worth it. You know, once you figure out yourself and realize what you want to do, everything else becomes a bit easier. So I used a bit about this chicken house. I've used about 7 iron sheets. I've used 7 iron sheets. I've used net. Do you see this net? The one they use for ceiling is the one I wanted. Other people use a different one. I love the door. I love how beautiful it is. I used this is like 40 how do you call that one in English? Please help me out. Your girl always needs help for something. Yeah, so those are the little things that I've managed to do. Then I have these beds that I haven't used in forever, but I promise I'm going to be using them immediately the rain starts, because I don't have water connected to my home. I don't want to be fetching water to water the plants, you know. So what I've done is to make sure that the place is clean. Guys, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. So these are the little progresses we have made. We got electricity in less than a year. We paid for the water connection, which we don't have yet. But hopefully by the end of this coming week we'll have. And if we don't, that will be sad. Really, that will be sad. But this whole video is to show, oh, I need to give my birds this because they really love this. These are banana peelings. They do love banana peelings more than they love chachu. The roosters have started making that noise. Kokolima in English is what? Yeah, so they do love this food more than they love anything. So you see? Ah, guys, I'm holding the phone and also moving with this. You can see how they all come running because they love it so much. Okay, I got them all busy. They really do love the peelings of matoke, and unfortunately I can't keep up with the demand for the matoke peelings because I don't eat matoke every day. Which is a bit of a challenge, and also it is a very tiresome work to be cutting the matoke leaves or the banana peelings. With all honesty, all I can say is that I'm proud of myself. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit challenging, just like your life is. But I can tell you that I am most proud of myself for choosing myself for the first time in my life. You know, when you're focused on making everybody happy, of getting validation from everybody else, of trying to prove that you love people, yeah, it was draining me. And also because of my failed career, I don't want to call it failed career, but let's call it what it is. I loved music so much. I still love music so much. So I was disappointed to the core of disappointed. And I decided to, take a break and face life in a different light. So if you are there and you feel like you're overwhelmed with life, stop. Just stop, take a step back, breathe, and you never know what will happen next. All right, you really don't know. what will happen next. And the older you grow, you discover you have new aspirations. You discover that your friends are not really your friends. You discover that you have spent a few years with a man or woman that didn't really love you, and they were there for the show. And that you need to be a little more selfish with yourself, especially women. Yeah, women spend a lot of time trying to prove of how good of wife or wife materials they are, and they forget about themselves. Choose careers and love those careers and follow those careers, because as a woman, and this applies to a man more, but I'm directing it more to women. You know, the men will always choose what's best for them in that particular circumstance or that particular moment. You, as a woman, will be thinking, oh, but how about him? How about his friends? How about his family? How about people who know us? How about this? How about that? It's always how about your person or the other person. And you forget that you also matter, and you forget that your dreams matter, and you forget that there's no amount of love that you can put into somebody who secretly hates you. Because this is a common thing. Yeah, it's common that we sleep with people who hate us, low-key despise us. But as a woman, pick up yourself and keep going. Keep going. Keep dreaming and don't stop. And then if you're on a train, they say when you're on a moving train and you realize you're lost, get off that train at that particular time. You know why maybe I'm this way? It's because I realized that the train was taking me the wrong direction, but I kept on hoping that that train at some point will stop and turn to the right direction, which is the wrong idea because it will not stop. So the longer you keep going, the more costly it is going to be for you to reverse it back. Okay, so this video, I hope it inspires somebody, one or two, to stop. If it doesn't feel right, stop and turn back and start over again, rather than keeping going in the wrong direction, because it will cost you more money, more energy, more trauma when you're returning. Yeah, so I hope you loved this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.